and welcome to yet another session on Journey Within. So, as we enjoy this journey of ours where we are learning scientific concepts, relating them to our spiritual knowledge, and trying to make the best of it to live a fulfilled life, improving our health, improving our mindset, improving us on every level. So today, it's going to be a very general session where we are going to just summarize all that we have understood till now and how we have understood the importance of um, leading a life which is spiritual as well as scientific. I mean, uh, we have been living a scientific life till now, means everything organized like on the outside, right from our schooling, primary school, then middle school, senior school, then what next, then go college, and then whatever professions we are in. So we have been already doing that with a little bit of spiritual knowledge also, which we have learned from our religion, from our upbringing. Yes, sir. Sure, sir. So, with all our knowledge, we are now trying to the spiritual knowledge which we have is now making sense because we have been able to understand it on a very scientific level. Okay, so let me just share my screen here before I proceed. Mm, okay, 1 second. Can you see my screen? Somebody just tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so as we had named our journey as journey from our head to our heart, the 18-inch journey, which I say is the longest journey you will ever take in your life. We need the scientific knowledge from our head and the spiritual knowledge of our heart. Both of them together will give us a beautiful life. Okay. Here, I just want to um, share something. Okay, this is a beautiful quote by Swami Vivekanand. What have I done? Just give me a second. Ek minute. Can you people see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
अच्छा मुझे नहीं दिख रहा था. Just give me 1 minute. I'll do it again. Yeah, you can see it now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So, in a conflict between the heart and the brain, follow your heart. Okay, this is actually what we are actually doing when we do our meditation. We have learned to listen to the sound, to the voice in our heart. Now, why is it so important? I want to go back to the Second World War. Have you, any one of you heard about this person, Viktor Franklin? No. Okay. So, see, in the Second World War, the Nazis, they were actually killing all the Jews, and taking them and keeping them in concentration camps. Okay. So, in one of the concentration camps, where they used to torture all the Jews, all the people, and they used to literally strip them naked, make them do a lot of hard work throughout the day, and then put them into pigeonholes to sleep. They were just little spaces, which was barely enough for them to just crawl in. So these people were kept there. So what happened in that torturous condition? Their brains started getting damaged in the sense they were losing their sanity because they had no recreation. There was no other activity but to do work the whole day, make roads for them, whatever physical work they made them do, and then just hurdling them to sleep like herds in pigeonholes. Now, the Nazis basically wanted to eradicate all the Jews. So they were killing all the men and so that the seeds for the future generation should be finished. Now, in that camp was one of this boy who was 20-year old that time. His name was Viktor Franklin, and he was there also going through the same thing. Now, while others were losing their sanity, they were losing their senses, going mad in such situation, this person was trying to keep his brain active. He was trying to keep his brain active somehow. One fine day, what happened? He found a piece of paper, maybe newspaper or from a magazine. He just found a piece of paper. He smuggled it into his cell wherever he was made to sleep, and he tried reading that in the dim light of the night, by which he was trying to keep the cells of his brain active. So he used to do this every single day. Every single day, he used to read that paper so that his brain remained active. So he used to just look out for pieces of paper where there's something written is there and smuggle it back to his cell and read it. So where the others were dying, losing their sanity, going crazy, going mad, this person tried to keep his sanity. He was a psychologist, by the way. So he tried to keep his brain active. So when Germany was defeated by Russia and these people were set free, when he came back, he saw in his hometown nothing was left. Nothing was left. And he did not know what to do. So he just took a broken table and a chair, put it on the roadside, and he started his practice, trying to help others find meaning, that what has really happened and how to come back to life. So he started helping people. And he wrote a beautiful book, um, Man's Search for Meaning. It's a beautiful book. You should read it if you ever get hands on it. Man's Search for Meaning, where he actually tries to answer the same question which our sages and our ancient masters have been asking. Who am I? Why are we living? What next? So unless we don't have an answer to that what next, our world does not really have any meaning. Okay? Okay. So he was trying to see that the reaction of these people who have been living in those cells had become very, very abnormal, because once they were brought back to life, they had lost all meaning of life, and they were not really, normal, in their brain and in their way of thinking. So this is just a quote of his. An abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal behavior. So according to him, when you are in an abnormal situation, your reaction also becomes abnormal if you're just going to lose meaning of your life. So our joining hands with spirituality will help us to remain calm in the chaos, as I always say. Now, the same question, if we go back to our own Bhagavad Gita in the third chapter also, when Arjun is confused, he doesn't know what to do. Okay? He doesn't know what to do. So, psychology actually started right from the Bhagavad Gita's third chapter, where he asks Arjun, Krishna, hmm, why should I fight? He is not ready to fight with his cousins. So, he says, why should I fight? This, that. So, he is also confused, as all these people in the concentration camp were. So Krishna gives him counseling, gives him therapy, and he tells him. So Bhagavad, this one, Arjun asks in that third chapter, what was that? Yeah. So what is the root cause of all the bad karmas of whatever bad they are doing, fighting, war, all that? So Krishna says the main reason are the demons inside us, that is anger and lust. Okay. Lust means the desire. See, I'm just trying to revise everything, trying to put it in different packages and give it to you. So whatever floats your boat, you should pick it up. So he says that anger and lust are the main reasons for all our conflicts. And these two qualities, or these two demons, they come into us when we are maximum in the state That is the Rajo state, right? Where we are in this world trying to make a living. We are we are in that I consciousness, trying to make our own name, everything. So these demons do attack us. The lust, the desire, and then when the desire is not fulfilled, the anger, the frustration when others have it, we don't have it. We discussed this last week. So that this psychology actually started with Arjun as well as with Krishna. So Krishna was the counselor here. So Viktor Franklin is also doing almost the same thing. We are all the Arjuns lost and we are trying to find answers. That what are we doing? So this man's search for meaning is actually r- quite a bit similar to our own Bhagavad Gita also, where we are trying to find answers for this age-old question. And whichever way you get the answers, if it is, it can be through meditation, through reading. So in Krishna gives the answer in that same chapter that with the acts of knowledge, you can kill these two demons inside you. Hmm? So ये जो हम कर्म करते हैं while trying to satisfy our ego, it can be then satisfied by gaining knowledge. So that is the crux of the entire Bhagavad Gita. So whichever way you do it by Jnana Yoga, you do it by Karam Yoga, you do it whichever way by meditation. Basic is gaining knowledge and trying to finish or eradicate the roots of these demons which are inside us. Not only just eradicate on the superficial level, but absolutely the roots have to be uprooted. Only then you will be able to live a fulfilling life. So, how are we doing that? We are trying to master ourselves. This is another quote by Lao Tzu. We have come into oneness, so we have to pick up knowledge from wherever we get. That was the beauty, which what made me stay with Patrisa. He said, do not stick to one person and do not stick to one master. We have to gain knowledge from everywhere. And the maximum knowledge you can gain is by reading books from authors all over the world. All over the world. So we don't have to be very narrow minded there that we are just going to read. So that was the difference, between other organizations and Patrisa. The thing was, normally I've seen organizations eventually they start publishing their own books and then they want people to read just that. Here, we were encouraged to read books of all masters, Eastern, Western, wherever. And the beauty is everything was so relatable and together. It was meaning almost the same thing. So the longest journey you will ever take is the 18-inch from your head to your heart. This is the journey we are on. And once we are on this journey, you will see it is helping us becoming a better leader. It is helping us become a better human being. It is helping us becoming a better mother, a better wife, a better friend, okay? A better husband, a better companion, because we are touching all the aspects of our life when we are thinking with a scientific head and feeling with a spiritual heart. Mm? So we know our head very well now. That is all we have done right from birth, going to school, all our journey from nursery till where we are today. We have been using our head a lot and learning a lot from the outside. But Ken Robinson says that education is not only gaining knowledge from the outside, it is also gaining knowledge from within. Within means from our own intuition. For that, we need to go into meditation and we need to understand this age old question. So, this one, Young says, you know it in the head, but you do not know it in the heart. There is an extraordinary distance from the head to the heart, a distance of 10, 20, 30 years or a whole lifetime. Okay. So, now with our little knowledge, what's the time? Okay. Here, I also wanted to mention something. Or should I leave it for next week? See, there is a connection. Let me just connect the science with spirituality, with the little understanding which we all have of the Samudra Manthan. Hmm? Well, for me, it is newer than what it is to you. You have been hearing this right from childhood, uh, just because we were brought up in different settings. So, the Samudra Manthan, all the demons and all the angels, they, the devtas and the demons, they all were churning this samudra to get the nectar. Okay, their gurus had told them कि इसको churn करने से आपको nectar मिलेगा. So when they were churning this, both of them were competing for the same thing. The desire was the same. So what happened in the beginning? They got all sorts of goodies out of it, precious stones and everything came out of that. And eventually came out the serpent too. Now, if you relate it to science today also, all our scientific knowledge, hmm, हम जितना भी पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, all our scientists, all our IITians, all our learned people, what are they trying to do? ये हमारा समुद्र मंथन ही हो रहा है. So they are trying to improve things for everybody. Now, no doubt, initially we did get all goodies. We are getting good things out of it. Our life is comfortable. But along with it also comes the serpent, the ozone depletion, the pollution. All this is also there. Now, that time Shiva had to descend and he had to swallow the entire poison which he kept in his throat, and that's why we call him the Nilkantha, right? And now, the same thing which was poison for the others, this Shiva, okay, the spiritual being, for him it became like an ornament in his throat. So, spirituality will always come as a savior. Now, here, I don't know how I've related this, but somehow now also we are facing so much of destruction around us. So, this demon is all the demons are inside us; they're nowhere else. And now we also again need the help of spirituality. We will have to, with the scientific knowledge, we have made the world a very comfortable place to live in. But along with this, we have also awakened the serpent. So we now need to understand that heart and the head has to go together. So when we got into meditation, that was a very beautiful way of making us realize our true potential, that we are spiritual beings just having a human experience. So we understood that we are all connected. No one is separate. That separateness dissolved a bit. So we understood oneness. We have spoken on oneness at length here. Then we also understood that we have unlimited potential. The more quantum science we understood that we have a lot of potential inside us. So we don't have to limit. I had limited myself that I can perform only one certain way. I cannot do it the other way. But when you come out of your comfort zones, you will realize that your potential was unlimited, but we are scared of exploring it. So, my dear friends, spirituality does not mean just sitting and closing your eyes and just doing bhajans and all that. This means we have to explore these hidden qualities of ours. So we have the unlimited potential to do whatever you want, whenever you want. The thing is, go out and just take that, we have to. Okay. So, how do we change our mindset? Our thoughts. We have spoken on this also in many of our sessions. Yad bhavan tad bhavati. Our thoughts create our reality. As we think, so we become. Again, this knowledge you can understand more scientifically if you read the book Mind to Matter, Dawson Church. It's been a game changer for me, this book. I have read it 2 3 times now, and after that I've been hearing it on the audio while traveling. It really helps me to bring everything together. Our thoughts create reality. So I am just trying to relate all the knowledge which you have from your the Bhagavad Gita, the Puranas. Puranas, the word sounds Purana. When I was in the peak of youth, I used to think, oh, all these things are myth, mythology, Purane zamane ki baatein hain, Purana. But that Purana is always new. So all these scientists, all these authors have related all the knowledge from the Eastern scriptures and brought it out for our understanding. Now, there should be no waiting. You should just go ahead, take this knowledge, because the Gita says, Jnana Agni, only the fire of knowledge can burn all these demons which are inside you, which is stopping you from understanding that we are all one. Okay. And we also have unlimited opportunities. Never think कि मैं कर ही क्या सकता हूँ, I'm just one single person and there's so much of pressure on me, so many rules, regulations, this, that, I can't do anything. So, my dear, you will realize that you have unlimited opportunities. You have to take the leap. Yeah. So, this is how we have understood spirituality, the life of abundance. So, there is abundance for everybody, there is no scarcity. The universe has ample for everybody, provided we reach out and take it for ourselves. Because the opportunities are endless, right? So let's sum it up. Along with our intellectual intelligence in our brain, we also have to make it work with our right side of the brain, which is the emotional intelligence, and the whole brain will be in a balanced state, and our spiritual intelligence. That means using our intellect with our emotional intelligence. Then Daniel Goleman has written this book on emotional intelligence. Where see, you will also see IIT के लिए सब prepare करते हैं. हाँ, हमारे स्कूल के स्टूडेंट्स भी करते हैं. They join Akash and this and that, and they all prepare. They are all intellectually at the same level almost. Then what happens? Why only some succeed and some, even if they do struggle and get in, unfortunately, some of them even end their lives, they get, so it's something like those concentration camps. What happens? It's because their emotional intelligence is weak. So it is time that we cannot separate our, what you say, our education from little more work on our emotional intelligence too. So with this, I will stop here. So the ability to observe without evaluating is the highest form of intelligence. So when we bring these two things together, then comes the enlightenment. I mean, I generally don't like to use very hardcore spiritual terminology, because then again, we start misunderstanding that this is not for us. So I'm not going to talk about the Tisri Ankh and all that. It's just intelligence. That means we understand, our awareness opens. We start to observe without judgment, without complaints. And when we do that, when we become an observer without being being involved. I say, na, be like a doctor who's examining a patient. So we are our own doctors. So let us just step behind us and observe ourselves, even if we are having problems somewhere. Only then you will be able to diagnose yourself and treat yourself. So don't feel the pain and all that at the time when you're observing. So when we do meditation, we are actually becoming an observer. We did that a double slit experiment, remember? Hmm? Particle and wave experiment. So let us just become the observer, and then there is no end, there's really no end to your potentials. Okay, so that's it. I'm stopping the share here. I hope I made some sense. I was trying to summarize the past few sessions, and now are we ready for meditation, or you want to talk on this now? Or we can discuss it later if there's any doubt. Because if you have been attending them or at least going through the YouTube recordings, nothing was new today. Nothing was really new. Has Jagdish sir joined again? Yeah, he's there. Sir, would you like to add something if I've missed out on something somewhere?
Yeah, we'll do it after the meditation.
Okay, sure, sir.
Let us do it.
Sure. Okay. So everyone, if anybody's new, the position I promote is fingers into fingers, sitting straight with your feet crossed, or sitting on the bed with your legs crossed. And if you have any other posture which you are comfortable in, you're most welcome to sit in whichever posture you like. I do not promote any mudras because that's a different science altogether. Because here we are trying to go beyond our mind. We are not going to concentrate on how we are sitting really. Okay. So close your eyes. And with 2, 3 deep breaths, relax your entire body. Long breath in, right till your belly, expanding it like a balloon. And long breath out, either through your mouth or through your nose, relaxing your whole body. Please repeat it 2, 3 times. And then we will come back to our normal, natural breath. Let me share some music. You may also do Anulom Vilom if you're comfortable in that. That also opens our nostrils and helps us to get into deep meditation faster. And now, my dear friends, your awareness, any point near your nostrils. We will now practice breath mindfulness meditation, Anapanasati. A simple technique given to us by Lord Buddha. 2,500 years back. This beautiful practice will help us to calm our mind, which is always running either in the past or to the future. My dear friends, life is present only in this moment. So, to understand the deeper mysteries of life, or the basic question, who am I? We need to stay in the present moment. So let us become an observer. Take a step back. You will be able to observe yourself. Sitting and observing your normal, natural, simple breath. Observe your incoming breath. Observe it as it is. When it's coming in, it's simply coming in. And when you breathe out, you're simply breathing out. No drama, no exercise. You have to simply do nothing but observe your normal, natural, pure, tranquil, easy, loving breath. Gradually, you will become calm and you will distance yourself from your thoughts. like clouds far away in the sky. Your thoughts will drift away. Making space in your heads for something beautiful to descend in and fill you up with cosmic energy, light, and love. As you make space in your head, the universe will send you its deepest love. It will make you aware of your connection, which was always there. As you open up to this divine love, your body will get filled with this divine light, soothing you, relaxing each and every body part, externally as well as internally. You are being washed under this spray of cosmic energy. Which is washing you, soothing you, healing you. Your head, eyes, nose, ears is shining as this light descends down over your entire body. Your throat, your shoulders, your arms, your torso, filling up your thoracic cavity, illuminating your body outside as well as inside. Every organ is shining with this love, shining with this energy from the source. Your abdomen, the abdominal cavity with all the organs within, the intestines, the stomach, the pancreas, the liver, all springing to life. This healing light. As it slides down your back, over your hips, into your legs, your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, all springing to life with strength. As it slides down your ankles into your feet and through your toes, all your stress oozing out. You have become a beacon of light, shining light. As the outline of your body dissolves, you are rising up against the gravity because you have become light. Feel yourself floating as your consciousness rises. You are connected with the source. So this is a training for you, my dear friends, to go beyond your conscious mind and to reach your subconscious mind. This energy inside you is the original source of energy. It is the medicine which will heal you at all levels: physical, mental, emotional, as well as spiritual. At this moment of time, drop your identities, your egos, your personality selves. Drop it all. You have become pure consciousness. Just be with your incoming and outgoing breath. And feel your body sinking into this generous present moment. Whenever you're reminded of any thought, gently bring your awareness back to your incoming and outgoing breath. Each and every breath is keenly observed till a point where you will become unaware of your breath too. Go deeper and deeper. Drift deeper. Till you reach a time when you become nobody, nowhere, no time. You will go beyond time and space and become less matter, more and more energy. You are becoming pure consciousness as you move from particles to waves. So lose yourself, my dear friends, to nothing. And you will become everything. The longer you linger in this unknown, more you will draw a new life to you. All you have to do is nothing. You are observing the unknown. Just surrender any aspect of your limited self. You will join the greater self. So just hook on to your breath. Let your breath be your anchor. Like white color contains all colors. In your nothingness, you will be able to create just everything. Become one with your inner being. Just be a witness and observe the presence of the silence inside you, the stillness inside you. My beautiful friends, this is the fragrance of your inner being. So lose yourself to this spaceness. Relish your own stillness. Within you is the entire cosmos, just as the entire tree is in a seed. The universe is within you. You are the way for the universe to know itself. You are the unique expression of the divine. You are here to awaken the wisdom of your source, to awaken the God within you. The universe becomes conscious through you. The dimensions of space is within you. The universe created you to experience itself through you. Tattvamasi. You are that. So don't seek outside the wonders you're carrying inside you. Find ecstasy within yourself. Within you flows the river of innate wisdom. My dear friends, the power has always been in the now. This moment is all that is. It will never get better than this. When you are in the present moment, the ego diminishes. It cannot survive in you. Because when the ego weeps in what it has lost, Your spirit rejoices in what it has found. In the present comes the power to feel the impulse. What is it that wants to be created? What is it that the universe wants to create through you? Being in the present will lead to insights. And these insights, my dear friends, will lead to healing. That is your journey within. We are on this journey within to express the essence of who we truly are. So dissolve your ego and rest in the awareness of who am I. Through this inner stillness, you will go beyond your limited ego and you will attain peace. Affirming one's true identity is nothing but supreme consciousness. As your physical roles fade away, pure awareness will dawn upon you. So stay hooked to your breath. No past, no future. As you stare into the stillness of the present, as the muddy waters need to be still for the water to become clear, the mind needs to become still to realize the clarity of the self. Feel the boundaries of your body. begin to fade away as you go deeper and deeper into this silence. Dissolve into the space and let the universe reveal itself. You are at the deep, endless ocean. Allow your mind to settle at the bottom of the ocean. Allow your thoughts to pass like waves as they come and go. Let the waves of the universe rise and fall. You have nothing to gain and nothing to lose, because you are the ocean. In the ocean of being, there is only one thing. There will be only one pure consciousness. As the ocean and the wave is also water, just water. So rest in this pure consciousness. Our Upanishads say, I am Atma Brahma. The self is Brahman, the supreme consciousness. You are the supreme consciousness, unchanging. If you think you are free, you are free. If you think you are bound, you are bound. What you think, you are. So do not limit yourself to this body. You are the infinite within this body. Like an image in a mirror. The image, whether beautiful or distorted, appears and fades, but the mirror remains the same, like your eternal self. So rest in this awareness, free from any reflections. Like the lotus that blooms in the muddy waters and remains untouched, you too can remain unaffected by the chaos of life. Wise are those who remain unattached. So be happy and be free. Rest in your pure, limitless awareness. My dear friends, birth, death, caste, creed, these are all illusions of the body and the mind. The self is beyond all such distinctions. You and I are the same. We are one in joy and sorrow, life and death. Embrace all. Once you cast off these chains, you are free. There is no pain in pain, no pleasure in pleasure. There will be no fear of death. Your mind is calm. You will remain the same in your mind, cool and drenched with the nectar. You are attached to nothing, free from possessions. You are consciousness. You are that absolute. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that. I am the vast sky. This is the truth. I am the infinite ocean. There is nothing to let go, nothing to hold on to, nothing to dissolve. I am in all beings. This is the truth. Nothing to leave and nothing to embrace. So, my dear friends, sit in your own splendor, free forever. I am the truth. I am pure consciousness. Allow each verse of the following prayer flow through you like a gentle stream of awareness, washing away all notions of separateness and leading you to the essence of your true self. Shankaracharya in the Nirvana Shatkam takes us to the foundation of the self-inquiry, guides us to disidentify from the constraints of the mind and body. Reminds us that we are not the thought that arise in our intellect. We are not the ego that claims our ownership. We are not the sensory organs. We are not the eyes that see. We are not the ears that hear. We are not the tongue that tastes. Beyond the physicality, we are not even the 5 elements, the earth, water, fire, air, and space that shape our external reality. These are merely tools we use to navigate this world. They do not define us. So let us get a glimpse of our higher self, our higher reality. We are pure blissful consciousness. We are Chidananda Rupa, unbound, untouched. Untouched by the world, like Shiva. And now, very slowly, let us come back. As we crawl back in our physical body, Become aware of your environment as the words of all these 6 verses soak into us. I am the form of consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva. I'm not virtue or vice. I need no mantras, no pilgrimage, no scriptures or rituals. I'm not the experience. I am the form of consciousness and bliss. I am not bound by death and its fears, not by caste or creed. I have no father, nor mother, nor even birth. I am not a relative, not a friend, not a teacher, nor a student. I am the form of consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva, that which is not. And now, with this understanding that I am omnipresent, I exist everywhere. I am neither attached, neither free nor limited. I am the form of consciousness. Let us come back to the here and now. I want you to rub your palms, place them on your beautiful eyes, caressing your face as you open your eyes. Welcome yourself to a new body, new understanding, new consciousness, a new life. So, my dear friends, I hope it was a beautiful experience for you as it was for me, taking you along with me on this journey. I request, sir. Morning, sir. Sir, unmute yourself. Yeah.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for the meditation. It's beautiful. I just want to add two things, both of which you touched upon. You began with Viktor Frankl and his
Yes.
man's search for meaning. If you look at that, fundamentally, what he discovered was that you need a purpose for life. If you discover the purpose, that's the meaning that you have in life. And when he saw all these people around him going mad, crying, falling ill, etc., what is the purpose he discovered? His purpose was to get out and tell the people outside the world what life in this concentration camp was. So the world can condemn the SS, the Nazi. And with that single-minded purpose, he decided that he has to live and inspired the other people around him giving talk. That's the fundamental thing. And we all know about this. As living systems, we have a purpose. And if we discover and attach ourselves to purpose, you have a certain meaning to live life. The second thing you were talking about, the serpent coming out of Samudra Manthan. Now, that was reminded me of what's happening today in science advancement. I don't know how many of you heard of or read this book called Frankenstein.
No, sir, I haven't.
This is the one where the monster is created. This was written in 19. The monster of a dead body is brought to life. Okay, this very briefly the story is like this. This was written by Mary Shelley, wife of poet Shelley, Percy Bysshe Shelley.
Okay.
She was just 18 years old, and at that time electricity came. Right, it was a great advancement, and even psychiatrists etc. found that by when a body is also in a coma, if you touch electricity, it will jump. Right, the body would jump. So there were then speculations about electricity being able to bring bodies to life, which they did. See, when you have a heart attack, people do the electric shocks they give and they wake them up. So this girl, just 18 years old, was married already, and a child. She got inspired to read this book called Frankenstein. Frankenstein is a doctor, young doctor, who takes a dead body, right, and then brings back to life with all this electrical gadgets, etc. Brings back this monster to life, and ultimately, what happens? He has to. The monster becomes so enormous, he kills his own fiancée out of jealousy. So Frankenstein has to destroy that monster. It's a wonderful book. I think you should read it, if not in a
Can
regular
you
book, at
repeat the
least.
name of the book once again?
Frankenstein, Frankenstein. That's the name of the doctor who creates the monster. I mean, there's a lot of joke about Frankenstein monster cards, things like that. So
Okay.
this was written in the 19th century. Now just imagine the concern of Shelley, Mary Shelley, just 18 years old. She was, on the one hand, enamored by the progress of science, but at the same time concerned about what happens. You can create a monster which can take over if you are not very careful. The purpose with which you do this. Now, why I brought this to, because this is what happens to some of them, right? When they bring out that they came the serpent, and you have that's what you said, the evil part of it. And so any advancement, why I'm bringing this notice is you all heard about artificial intelligence today.
Yeah.
Now, Hofstadter, who was one of the first academicians, he's not the founder of AI. AI is 1957 by Herbert Simon. But Hofstadter wrote a book called Jeep, which encouraged people to do research in AI. He himself recently said, when asked in a conference, he says, I'm terrified at the progress. First of all, he thought, he talked to psychologists, writing a program which can win a person a chess. They said, no, it's not just brute force, but, you'll have to think like the human being, the strategy, the pattern, etc. And yet they're able to write a program, brute force, look at what alternatives, etc., and ultimately defeated people. Subsequently, the Go, which are many more, it takes million. So they thought computers won't be able to win a game of Go. But he recently won Nobel Prize, not for, he won for biology because there was no Nobel Prize for artificial intelligence. He's the founder of that, what is called deep think. You remember the concept deep think that people talk about?
Yes.
So they developed an AI program by which they could defeat a human being in a game called Go. Now, if you see what's happening, the progress has been so much faster, very much faster. In fact, all your standard software programs will all die very shortly. By 2028, they say it will all be replaced what is called artificial intelligence. Now, the problem with AI is it's a very, very, very powerful system, and people are all afraid, will it take over human beings? Will it start regenerating itself? All the fears people are talking about. It is a concern because there are people like Altman, who was one of the founders of the early Microsoft. He has been already accused of going unethical about it, and they had to quit David Altman. And there are, of course, a lot of other people who are doing. wonderful research, particularly in health industry, so on AI. Today, you must have heard of a thing called DeepSeek. The Chinese have been able to develop something which at about a fraction of the cost of what DeepThink, etc., was developed. That's how fast AI is progressing. The problem is this. There's the question of just like what happened to the monster. What if it goes uncontrolled? Because there are rogues. They say even the Chinese are rogues. With things like DeepSeek and other artists, therefore, rogues can destroy society in for their selfish interest, can take over. Now, I don't know to name them. See, Eric Fromm, in his book called Sane Society, he says people are in mental institutions because they are different from what normal people think. But what if it happens the other way around? Today, you see some leaders of the world are that those who should have been in mental institutions have come out now, and we are going in the middle. So, with that kind of a thing, so imagine what happens with AI, the way it is progressing, if it goes unregulated. So,
Yes.
scientists with sanity, they say they need regulation. In other words, you need something like a Shiva.
Yes. Yes.
Shiva is what? Consciousness, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be, that is where we all come in spiritual beings. We have to raise our consciousness to such an extent that we'll able to regulate these things. And there is a possibility that this consciousness is growing among people more and more. And hopefully, within the next 3 years, we'll be able to regulate AI. That's all I wanted. Thank you.
Beautifully summed up, sir. I had that idea, but you have given it a proper shape. And with the like today's problem, AI, yes,
Yes,
100% it's like the serpent which is rising, and we
yes,
do need a Shiva. And that Shiva, then, if when we, with little understanding of spirituality, I think we are all responsible to raise that consciousness, and that is our humble effort is. Beautiful,
yes.
sir. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So if anyone else would like to add anything here, it's already 9 o'clock. We have a couple of minutes. If there's anything you have understood or where we are trying to indicate here, what are we trying to
I
indicate?
have a question.
Yes. Who's this?
This is Mudit.
Yeah,
Mudit.
Mudit. Yeah, ji.
Hello, sir. Hello, Jagdish, sir. Hello.
I'm getting a
Sir,
lot of young ones who have a lot of confusion in their heads joining here now. Yeah, Mudit.
so my question is actually about the monster as we discussed. Like sometimes we are in an environment or we are with say any person or maybe any entity or any condition which we know that brings out the monster out of us, which we know that even if like we don't have, we are trying to follow the right path of following our true self and not going with the monsters. But sometimes if we are in the environment, is it what will be the strongest, what will call me, how would I call myself strong? Would it be sometimes just to leave that environment or be in the environment and be immune to the situations and still keep the monster and keep on suppressing the monster, or I just stay away from the environment? Is that the strong, which is considered more like a learning for me, for my soul?
Did I answer that? This is come. Jane Roberts has an answer for this. You see, you cannot leave the environment. You cannot totally get rid of the monster. For instance, yesterday I was seeing a beautiful video by Satya.com where he says anger is very important also, you have to release and so on and so forth. But the point here is this: you don't leave the environment, I leave the monster, and you can't totally get rid of the monster in you, etc. But the point is this: the more aware you are of what's happening in you, in that Frankenstein book of Frankenstein, what happens is the scientist who took so much effort to build that monster ultimately destroys that very effort. You should have the guts to do that. Whatever effort you have made, if you think it is going in the wrong direction for your own purpose, you should be prepared to move away from that direction. You cannot escape environment. You should be able to absorb it, and you should be prepared to destroy yourself in that sense, your own thoughts, your own creative thoughts, if you find that is going as That's all.
So,
Like,
for example, just following up on the question, suppose like there's one person and they have faced betrayal from the other person, and we know that the other person is gonna betray us again in future, for example. So in
mm,
that situation, we know that it will, and yeah, I know like I can probably with time I can try to learn to like keep my monster, not like maybe become friends with it and try to not let it overpower me, or maybe like anyway I suppress it. So in that way, where we know that it can affect us, is that then it is a wiser thing to do than to leave that thing, or is it better
no,
to?
not leave. If you see in Bhagavad Gita again, why
Hmm,
does Krishna ask Arjuna to fight?
hmm,
See, there are two reasons of anger or coming over with it. Okay.
hmm,
One is for your own selfishness. The other one is to protect truth,
hmm,
protect dharma. So
hmm,
Krishna asks Arjuna to be violent. Why?
hmm,
We always say violence is wrong, right? But
hmm,
why does Krishna ask Arjuna to violent? He said that is for the larger truth, for
hmm,
the larger good of humanity, right?
hmm,
So in that sense, if somebody is affecting you and is to deliberately, there's nothing wrong in expressing yourself on that.
hmm,
This old, idea of it's wrongly interpreted with Jesus Christ. Okay, so even Gandhi said, if somebody slaps you, show the other cheek. It's very silly.
hmm,
You don't do that because you are only encouraging more
hmm,
negativity.
hmm,
In that place, it may be probably better. All these martial arts, the Eastern martial arts, for example,
hmm,
have power. Defend
hmm,
yourself with
hmm,
all energy at one point. Hit them. Why do that? But they say you don't use it for your personal benefit, right? Only for
hmm,
defense, or you protect something else. So in
hmm,
that sense, it's not necessary to keep quiet.
hmm,
It's probably required that you respond to them,
hmm,
give a fitting answer, and then
hmm,
move on. You
hmm,
cannot allow such evil to permeate.
hmm.
That's what
Yeah. Hmm.
Krishna himself tells to Arjuna, right?
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Yeah, so Mudit, basically you have to, again, I'll come to that. You have to read all these beautiful books. You're a young boy, I think. Uh, and you'll understand. These are all new masters. We don't have, I mean, you don't have time to sit and read the scriptures. Maybe now you're busy in your career, etc. But at least read all these wonderful books which Sir is mentioning, because they are also, some of them you'll get on TED Talks or YouTube or some, just the crux at least you can get, and that will help you a lot. That's one way of getting onto it. And then you will start reading other books also. So
Hmm,
we have sort of come to this little understanding, which helps us. Situation to aati hi rahegi na. We can't just run away in a jungle. We have to
hmm,
face it. But yes, these concepts keep helping us then. जैसे आज हमने relate करा, जैसे सर ने भी serpent को with the monsters, with all the, जैसे AI के साथ सर ने करा. This is reality now. So we have to
hmm,
be sensible to see how we have to deal with this monster.
hmm,
We can't run away. You can't run away with AI. You can't
hmm,
run away with technology. Technology नहीं होती तो हम बात ही नहीं कर रहे होते इस समय ना. We are
hmm,
sitting due to technology. But then we have to deal with it. But yes, with a lot of awareness. That awareness comes up with knowledge. And then
hmm,
knowledge को हम कैसे use करते हैं. We have found meditation as a very good tool for that. And so that's why we are sharing that we want our friends to also try. Hmm? Okay. Yeah.
yep.
Okay, sir. Anyone else has a question, or should we call it a day now? So enjoy your Sunday, beautiful sunny Sunday today here. So are you coming to Delhi on 22nd? I was thinking of going on 22nd.
I was hesitating. I was having two minds, but right now I decided I won't be able to come.
You won't be able to
No, I
come.
won't be able to.
Okay,
I
okay.
have some. In fact, I'm going to be in Tanjore that time.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. ठीक है. Let's see. I think I might go on 22nd because the education section is on
Yes.
22nd, I think.
Right.
I'm not too much interested in the bureaucracy stuff on the first day. So yeah, I
Yeah.
can go only for a day. So I'll go on 22nd. Maybe Shran Daga will be there that day. I'll meet him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any question.
I do have one.
Yeah, Mukesh.
But I think we'll better deal with it next session because it's already time.
No,
And,
if it is relatable, you can carry on. Like,
yeah, it is relatable.
हाँ, बोलो.
Purpose, I was wanted to know a few things about the purpose. Why it is so difficult for anyone to find it. Even I'm finding it very difficult. Although we understand it's important, but finding the purpose and going for it is something I want to discuss or know something from Jagdish sir or both of you together. This time or next time, whenever.
I don't know if you get the current latest magazine of the Buddha CEO, if you can get hands on that, there's a complete article by me on the purpose itself.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. You see,
So how can you share that?
yeah,
Must-
let's once a magazine release that I can share that. I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
How to do that or not.
so we would love to read it.
Yeah,
You
sure.
can share it with me. I'll share it with all of them, or
Yeah,
whatever,
I'll do
whichever
that.
way.
I'll
Yeah.
do that. I will do that.
And-
Right.
and-
So basically, see, as living organisms, we all have a purpose. Anything, any system has a purpose. Like your microphone, I mean, your mobile phone has a purpose, right? But it's a non-living organism. But we are also a system. The difference is between the mobile phone and us, we are living organisms. And we also have a purpose. I mean, it's a long story. I won't go to this. Is all systems theory, right? So you naturally do have a purpose. Now, if you can, okay, at 82 years, I'll still not discover what my purpose is. That's what I keep telling people. But I know I'm in the direction of the purpose because somehow I have been uncomfortable with life. So it's good if we can. Purpose can change, by the way, over different stages of your life. If you can find your purpose very consciously, then you can do it. Madam Jaspir, but I have found a purpose to hold these sessions, to teach children. So she's very comfortable, she's very happy with this, right? There are many of us like me probably still rambling around. That's not the issue. When you can find the purpose, then you get aligned with it. But even otherwise, if you keep doing things that makes you comfortable, which doesn't keep you agitated, that means you are on the right path. You are aligned with your purpose, with you know it or not. I still don't know my purpose, but I know I am aligned with it. Right?
Right.
So don't get frustrated looking for where's my purpose. That is a little more frustrating.
Yeah.
Just like flow, you'll find your purpose. Okay.
Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
very briefly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was a lovely answer and a very nice way to, identify the purpose. If you're happy, you're on the right track. Right,
And
sir.
it's also there be like a purpose of finding a purpose only, like in a life.
So don't spend your time trying to find the purpose. This is what sir said, na? If you're happy doing what you're doing, it is your purpose, irrespective of whatever people are telling you. Yes, sir. Am I right?
So can I say something?
Pardon?
Let him answer his question first, then we'll come to you.
No.
Yeah.
No, what I said is just this. Correct. What you say, don't go on. See, because you start getting analytical. I refer to Jane Roberts, right? What Jane Roberts says is, see, the point here is this. Look at animals. Okay. A hippopotamus knows it has to be in the stream, as it'll dry up.
Yeah.
Who tells them? Who teaches them? Elephants know they go ahead to herd and go on, rampaging all the plants. It's destroying plants, which we may be very upset. But the elephants know that's what they have to do. Who tells them? This is called natural intelligence. Jane Roberts says what we are doing is we think we are intelligent. We're substituting natural intelligence, which they created our artificial so-called idea of intelligence. That is analysis. He speaks about being magical, living magical. If you don't do anything at all, if you don't use it, you are living a magical world. Probably you are in this very session trying to learn things because you're in a magical world of that sort. You didn't think, you didn't analyze, should I do, didn't you? Moment you try to make a choice, you're not living in the magical world. If you let life flow into you, you are living in the magical world. That she says. All creatures, universe has created them to live in magic. That's magic. We destroy that magic, try to be intelligent. That's the Yeah.
Thank you.
There's somebody else also was trying to speak. I don't know.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Jyoti here.
Yes, Jyoti.
Yeah, see, since we're talking about this existential intelligence and finding the purpose, so sometimes what happens, we feel like we are very close to the purpose and then we feel we are happy, but happiness again is just very temporary. Now, I mean, then someday we feel like we are very close to it. And then there is a struggle, but still we try to pursue it because somewhere we deep within we feel this is what we want, despite of all the hurdles, sadness, struggles, all those things. And then something happens, we go away from something that we were chasing. And then we feel like, okay, let's go with the flow. And then what we were actually looking forward seems to be, not truth that time. And then we again get lost. Oh, is this what we really want? I really wanted? Or was there something else? And then we are back, on the journey. So, is this what I feel, or I'm actually trying to find out? Is this how it works? Because be it Viktor Frankl, who spoke about, finding the purpose, because he was in a situation where he was really living the life which he never thought he would, and he wanted to meet his family, but in pursuit of that he ended up doing something else. Then he wanted to come out and share the thought with the world that we must have a purpose. That's how we wake up early morning, and then sometime we wake up every morning just to find out what is it that we want, and we think we want it, but then we find out no, this is not what we wanted. So I figure out it is kind of a loop, and I'm still figuring out whether uh, we are we are like will driven, or we are driven by something that we do not have any control over. We are just some kind of a puppet, or some subject of something that I'm not even aware of.
Yeah, Jagdish.
I know you
SOS.
you asked a very, very complicated question, and I don't know if there's a very simple answer to what you say. But one thing, you see, you said I'm looking for happiness, and sometimes you are happy, sometimes you're not. I'm saying that is where you're confused, because I I I won't dare define happiness. What you're looking at is actually pleasure. When you say sometimes I'm happy, you
Yeah,
think
that is called
pleasure.
happiness trap, because this is
We are
about
defining pleasure as
contentment.
happiness. Yes.
Yes,
Sometimes
yes,
you just a cup of
that's a
tea will
happiness
give you
trap.
happiness,
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes when you meet a person you like, you find happiness. That is not what it is. That's why
That
I'm
is
scared
not
of defining happiness.
happiness.
That is not
Yes,
happiness. That's a momentary
that is
pleasure
not
only.
happiness.
So
Yes.
when you are looking at happiness, I said being comfortable with yourself, comfortable with yourself, comfortable with the, and ultimately we're all one. Like once you are comfortable with yourself, slowly your aura gets joining with others, and you become comfortable with others also. So when you're comfortable with yourself and subsequently comfortable with the universe, that is ultimately anand or happiness. And that happens with the flow. Once you start, see the problem, Nathaniel Branden puts it beautifully. You're talking about a choice. Should I do this or should I do none of that? Both Jiddu Krishnamurti and Nathaniel talk a lot about this. The point is, see, whether a choice is right or wrong, you get to know only after the choice is made, right?
Yeah.
Because you make a choice only with the limited information that you have. And Netherlands beautifully. The universe made it necessary for us human beings to make a choice, but didn't give us the ability to know what is the right choice.
Yeah, so that is the only freedom
Jiddu,
we have. We only have to
Jiddu,
make a
yeah,
choice.
Jiddu Krishnamurti says having to make the choice is the primary reason of our insecurity. And so what we try to do is hide the truth from ourselves. About ourselves we hide because we are afraid if we have made a wrong choice. The point is here, irrespective what choice make, irrespective whether intelligent or not, there's nothing wrong in having made a wrong choice, because you get to know only after your choice. So when you say I don't know whether it is, and when I did know wrong, I'm very unhappy, doesn't matter, because that's not, because you didn't know that was wrong choice. But once you know you have made a wrong choice and you own it, you can do it, take a different direction. That's what it means. But
Yeah.
you go on thinking you fill your mind with this agitation, there's no scope for creativity.
So
When you let
Edison
it go,
also, na?
yes,
When he discovered the bulb, he said, I have discovered 999 ways of not doing it after
correct.
doing it for 999
Yes.
days. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. I don't know whether you heard an expression called Occam's razor. Have you heard the expression?
No, sir, I haven't.
Okay, Occam's razor. Occam is from Duke. His full name I forget. It's known as Occam's razor cutting. He says among the principles, whenever you have choices, many things to do, the ultimate answer from the simplest solution. And I found in my consulting experience, particularly in IT, the ultimate solutions are the simplest ones. The problems seem complicated. So when you make a choice, if you have to try to make the simplest choice. And nothing, don't feel agitated if that's the wrong one, because now you know that there's nothing wrong with you. It was the universe that made you make the choice, and then change it. There's a period. Don't blame yourself for having made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
And probably you'll find your purpose. That's all. But it's a nice
Thank you.
question. Very
Thank you,
nice
ma'am.
question.
Beautifully answered. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man.
You're a savior here. I have
No,
now
not really.
people are coming up with their questions, and ठीक है. Lovely. Jyoti, I hope that satisfied you a bit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward for the article sir said.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
quite
Don't worry.
intriguing.
The minute I get it, I'll share it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, and have a
Welcome.
lovely
you.